Hey there, podcasters. Nick Dettmann here, and the Dettmann Media Podcast. Today we have got a lot of really great topics here to discuss with the Dettmann Media Podcast, which goes over social media tips, trends, and news items, as well as website analytics, website SEO, and things of that nature related to social media and digital marketing. So like I said, we've got some interesting and fun topics and really important topics to discuss here, things that have come out here over the last several days. So really glad you could join me for this. If you don't already, gonna give you a little plug here to the blog, which is nicholasdettmann.blogspot.com. And there you'll get updates delivered right to your inbox if you click on that subscribe button that appears right there at the top of the blog. On there are news articles as well as tips, trend information, just kind of a little personal experience kinds of things related to social media and digital marketing, and in hopes that it can help you make some sense of what can be an often crazy and overwhelming world of social media and digital marketing. So hopefully you take some information from these and get a chance to apply it to your strategies, and hopefully you can get some returns on that. If there are ever topics that you would like to discuss or have me go over, or if you have questions, feel free to, again, head over to the blog. You can subscribe to it. You can also contact me through the blog as well. Again, it's nicholasdettmann.blogspot.com. So, with that in mind, we got a couple really big topics to discuss here, and got a lot to go over with these topics, so let's jump right on into it. And the first one was really kind of a shock when I saw it, that Facebook Analytics is going away on as of June 30th of this year. Facebook made a major announcement, but did it quietly, which typically Facebook likes to do, and it's going to have a significant impact on social media and digital marketers. Again, effective June 30th, Facebook is going to eliminate its analytics tool option, as well the Insights tool on Facebook, which offers page managers ways to see a post's reach, impressions, engagement, and so forth, is also on the way out. According to its announcement, which is buried on its business help page, I kind of found out about it through a Hootsuite presentation where they kind of talked about that very thing, and it was just a real minor mention that Facebook might be getting rid of its analytics. So I checked it out, and holy smokes, there it was. So, but according to what it says on the business page, Facebook says Facebook Analytics will no longer be available after June 30th, 2021. Until then, you will still be able to access, report, export charts and tables, and explore insights. To export data into a CSV file from Facebook Analytics on your desktop, click the arrow in the top right corner of each chart or table. Other business tools can help you understand your advertising presences and activities on Facebook and Instagram, including the Facebook Business Suite, Ads Manager, and Events Manager. Now, the question is why? Why is Facebook doing this? Well, like they said, like we pointed out, that Facebook is making a major announcement, but they're not really telling a whole lot of people about it. And therefore, they didn't really reveal a reason, but of course that doesn't mean there are theories, and there are a number of them out there. But one that I came across, I thought that was a pretty good explanation of why Facebook might be getting rid of its insights and analytics options is, according to the report, and it appeared in Ad Exchanger, Facebook Insights and Facebook Analytics was not as useful as many other analytics tools, similar to Google Analytics. Reportedly, a number of businesses use tools like Amplitude or Mixpanel more than Facebook Analytics. The title of that story from Ad Exchanger was, "Why is Facebook's Analytics going away, and what is the Facebook Analytics feature?" On my blog are links to that story, as well as sources about here's why that is and isn't a big deal regarding Facebook's analytics shutdown on June 30th, and another story about that as well. So there's a couple different news sources that kind of put a pretty interesting spin and news items related to Facebook's quiet major announcement about its getting rid of the analytics tool option. So, yeah, and kind of going off of the advice here from Facebook's business page and looking at Facebook Business Suite, that's a tool that they noted may not be available to everyone just yet. It is for me, and I've had a chance to kind of start working with it and getting used to it. So if you do have it, I would certainly suggest you doing that as well to kind of familiarize yourself with that tool to help you with your Facebook analytics. And I was very disappointed with the announcement personally, because I do visit the Facebook Analytics and Insights tools quite often, certainly daily, if not multiple times a day, for various reasons. So I was definitely surprised and disappointed that this decision was made, and it's going to be interesting to see how this will impact people like myself, analytics people, and marketers going forward. So definitely something to keep tabs on. So more social media stuff. Of course, this is a social media podcast, of course. Pew Research just released a new study, and it explored people's habits and routines when it comes to their social media use. And they released some charts with it as well. But I'm just going to kind of hit on a couple of the key points here. I do have the full report from Pew Research, as well as the questionnaire and its fact sheet on my blog, Nicholas Dettmann, blogspot.com. But here are a couple things that stood out from that survey. It was released on April 7th, so Pew Research revealed that 7 in 10 Americans say they use some kind of social media, which remains stable to previous studies. According to the company, quote, beyond the general question of overall social media use, the survey also covers use of individual sites and apps. YouTube and Facebook continue to dominate the online landscape at 81% and 69% respectively, reporting ever using the sites. In addition, YouTube and Reddit were the only two platforms measured that saw statistically significant growth from 2019, when the center last polled the topic via phone survey. It goes on, when it comes to the other platforms in the survey, 40% of adults say they ever use Instagram, and about 3 in 10 report using Pinterest or LinkedIn. 1/4 say they use Snapchat, and a similar shares report being users of Twitter or WhatsApp. TikTok, an app for sharing short videos, is used by 21% Americans, while 13% say they use the neighborhood-focused platform Nextdoor. In regards to platform use, Pew Research said that YouTube is the most commonly used online platform asked about in the survey, and there's evidence that its reach is growing. About 81% of Americans say they ever use the video sharing site, which is up from 73% from 2 years ago. Reddit was the only other platform polled about that experience statistically, that experienced statistically significant growth during this time period, and that was increasing from 11% 2 years ago to 18%. When looking at the under 30 demographic, Pew Research said that majorities of 18 to 29-year-olds say they use Instagram or Snapchat, and about half say they use TikTok. With those on the younger end of that group, the ages of 18 to 25, they were more likely using Instagram, 76%, Snapchat at 75%, and TikTok 55%. And also looking at the chart too, and I blogged about this too as well, that TikTok has certainly, it's been well documented, their growth and so forth, but when you kind of look at the people that are using TikTok, and I was kind of surprised to see this number, that close to 20% of people 50 and older use TikTok. I was quite surprised at that number, where it's 48% for the 18 to 29 age group. I would have thought TikTok would have skewed more heavily toward the much younger crowd of the 18 to 29, or even younger than 18. But that's not the case. That hasn't been shown, at least the case in Pew Research's study, showing nearly 20% 50 and older are using TikTok, and even roughly about 15% of the same age group is using Snapchat. So that's So like I said, I blogged about that and say, look, we certainly see these platforms as on the surface as people of younger ages, 35 and 30 and younger, but don't sleep on the baby boomers, the 50 and older crowd. So I thought that was extremely interesting. What the findings came from was it was a nationally representative survey of more than 1,500 adults in the United States conducted by the telephone between January 25th and February 8th of 2021. So I have that all on my blog, so feel free to head on over to that. There's some very interesting information there, and again, I have the full report on the blog as well. And one more thing here regarding social media. That's the last topic we'll cover here, and this one specifically is going to be looking at tips to improve your social media content. And that's all the golden question when it comes to us as social media marketers is how do you create content that could or that will garner a response or a reaction. And it always seems like there's no real perfect answer, but there's a commonality with what content seems to excel on social media and perform well and grab people's attention and entices a reaction. And really kind of comes down to three areas. One is vary your visuals. I know I've mentioned before on other podcasts and also on the blog that short form video is definitely growing in popularity. And I've definitely seen it with the social media platforms I use that they're and oversee that the short form videos have done pretty well in terms of reach and engagement. But don't stick with just that. There's other ways to create visuals to help vary it up, and that's including stock photos, infographics, charts, and even GIFs. Essentially what you want to do is you want to keep your followers and your fans guessing and curious. Like, okay, what's the next interesting thing they're going to come up with? Canva or Photoshop are great resources for those, and Giphy is another website that helps you create GIFs or memes as well. And I've used Giphy, and it's actually kind of fun. Be creative with your text. So just because you focus on the visuals doesn't mean the text takes the proverbial back seat. Text is still highly important with any visual you create on social media. And this has been noted too previously, but it does not hurt to reshare it, that in posts, less is more has proven to be the best tactic when it comes to social media posts. But also, me as a former journalist, you also don't want to forget about grammar and spelling. So definitely want to keep up on your texting, your text creativity, but also making sure you're staying grammatically correct and spelling things correctly. And then encourage participation. Remember, social media is about engagement, so entice followers to be engaging. So like one way to do that, for example, is to solicit photos. An example this month here in April is called Autism Awareness Month, and the color associated with autism is blue. So challenge followers to share a picture with you if they're wearing a blue shirt. Remember, here's a little disclaimer here, but be sure to ask for permission and tag appropriate when you want to include user-generated content. So try to get your followers involved. That's what they want. That's what they look for in social media. So why not take advantage of that? So that about wraps up today's podcast. I know we covered a couple really, really important topics, and even as I get finished up here today, I know there's more very important topics coming up here in the very near future, so you certainly don't want to miss those. And if you subscribe to the podcast, that'd be great. Tell others about it, and feel free to send me some feedback about what you think of the podcast. Is the content that you're getting useful? Love to hear from you and get your feedback, and also feel free to drop me a question or two or an area of discussion you would like me to hit on. I'd be certainly able to try and answer those for you. One last time for the blog, that's nicholasdettmann.blogspot.com. And give that go over and visit that, and then click on the old subscribe to the newsletter or the blog, and you'll get updates sent right to your email inbox as they become available. So, again, really appreciate everybody listening on today, and we will talk to you again here in the near future. Until then, stay safe, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon. Have a good day.